Hey, Mr. Amel.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Hey, my name's Ree. I'm a physical therapist with the rehab department here. How are you doing today?
I'm doing okay, I guess.
Okay, well, I'm just here to get an idea of how best to help you to return home. Is it okay with you if I ask you some questions to check out how you're moving? I promise I'll get out of your hair as soon as I can.
That's fine.
Okay. Well, first, can you tell me about how it is that you came to be here in our care?
Well, with it being in Alaska and all, we get a fair amount of snow and ice and stuff. And last Thanksgiving, I went out for a routine smoke, went out onto my porch and slipped on the steps, and that's how I got broken. That's why I'm here now.
So you're saying that you slipped on some ice when you went out for a smoke on the stairs. Do I have that right?
Yep.
Okay. So have you ever fallen before?
No, but I have some near misses. Last time I was really kicking myself over for it, because I lost my wife last year due to cancer, and this has been my first Thanksgiving without her. And it's been really tough. I find myself turning to the smokes more and more, and whenever she comes to mind, I can't help but just reach out and feel like I'm trying to hold her hands. I'm trying to hold her hands. I just wish she was here, you know? So I go out and I smoke and ask her to forgive me every time because I know she'd be kicking me over the head about it, wanting me to quit. I just can't help it. Yeah, we used to share smokes with each other and laugh. It was like a little break from whatever we were doing. Who knows if I would have ended up here if I had stopped smoking that Thanksgiving.
Well, I'm very sorry to hear about your loss. I know that must be really hard, especially with the holidays. But I just want to make sure I'm understanding you correctly. You feel like you wouldn't have fallen if you hadn't have gone out for a smoke that night?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Well, is it all right with you if we talk about smoking for a minute or two before we get back to the rest of my questions?
Yeah, sure, I guess.
Okay. Well, thank you for being open to this discussion. Mr. Amel, have you taken any steps since your wife passed away to quit smoking?
Well, I thought about it. I don't really know where to start is the problem. I've been so down and spend most of my days just watching TV by myself with the dog. I had a friend tell me smoking is an oral thing, like a fixation thing is what he called it. Like you need something to do with your mouth or something. I thought about chewing gum, but that's not really something I've liked doing in the past. So I was actually watching TV the other day and I saw this commercial for something called Jazzercise. Have you heard about that? That's supposed to help you get fit and make your face look younger. And you know, look at me. I could do for taking a few years off, you know.
Maui, Hawaii. I'm going to tell you a little bit today about my invention, the Jazzercise. So over a decade ago, I started my career as a mixed martial artist in the cage. I was light heavyweight champ of Fairbanks, Alaska for 5 years, 10-0 professionally I went. Unfortunately, I lost my last fight. Regardless, so 8 weeks prior to every fight, I would get a nylon chew toy, and I would work the basic chewing motion to strengthen my jaw, my neck, put me in the right state of mind that I'm getting ready for battle. Then I started to notice other benefits, like all of a sudden my cheeks started to lift, my neck started to firm, my jaw became more distinctive. So that's when I knew I had something, but the question is, how can I create, how can I reproduce, how can I safely deliver this to the public? Jazzercise is real simple. There's 4 different resistance levels from beginner, where it's very soft, all the way up to elite professional athlete, more firm. 2 sizes, so very easy to custom fit. It's a silicone with a polyurethane boil and bite strip. So you get it in the mail, you boil it for 30 seconds, you place it in the mouth, right down, let it set for 10 seconds, pull out, cool under water for a few. We proceed to Jazzercise, so it's just the basic chewing motion, alright? So it's just full range of motion. Open, close, open, close. But as you find, we need to build the strength in our jaw and to keep the primal side of us activated, if you will.
But here's what I have noticed. My jaw's gotten significantly stronger. I used to get like, after working out, you know, I chew gum when I work out and lift weights. And after working out, I used to get like this lockjaw symptom where I couldn't open my mouth too wide because I've been chewing my gum too hard the whole workout. I don't get that anymore. And about 3 days ago, B sent me a before and after picture, and I couldn't believe it. I mean, I've been doing it for a month and a half, and I look at myself every day, so I really don't see what other people see. You know, we don't see ourselves how other people see us. But when he sent me that before and after picture, it was clear as day, the effects of Jazzercise. It totally lifted my face. And I mean, it's just amazing what it did. Like, I don't know.
As I said, Jazzercise comes in 2 different sizes and 4 different resistance levels. I almost forgot to mention, it's not just for men, it's for women too. So as we said, whether you're an athlete looking to improve your agility, your speed, your stop and go power, or just the regular person who wants to look younger, feel healthier, with Jazzercise, the possibilities are endless. Jazzercise is being made 100% in America, coming to us from Tennessee. We have our first delivery of 5,000 units due to be here in less than 30 days. So Kickstarter, this is where I'm asking you for your donation so I can complete the payment. I have to first and foremost thank you for even considering trying my product. I can't wait till you see what it does, what it did for me, and what it'll do for you is to be determined.
So what do you think of that? Do you think it could work? Is it a good idea? I mean, I know I could stand to lose some weight. I mean, look at my stomach here.
Well, you know, I think it's great that you've already started thinking about ways to quit.
Well, I also heard from a friend that hypnotism might work. You know, it's like, I don't know if it's any of that like woo-woo stuff you see on TV where like they hang that watch and just make you feel very sleepy. And then when you snap your finger, that sort of thing. But I heard that might work. Is that something I should be looking into?
Well, you know, let's talk about one thing at a time. This Jazzercise, have you already purchased one of them?
No, not yet. I mean, I didn't know what resistance to start with. I know they have 4 different levels and like 2 different sizes. I don't know if my mouth's big or small. I don't know if you have an opinion on that. Should I talk to my dentist?
If you are interested in determining the size of your mouth, we could discuss that later. But I'm glad that you haven't purchased one of those yet. I think you're right. Research does show that there is an element of the oral fixation that makes it harder for smokers to quit. Some people have had success in simply replacing cigarettes with something else, like chewing gum or sunflower seeds, but not everyone finds success that way, and it doesn't really address the whole problem. Tell me, what is it that you like about your smoke breaks? I know you mentioned you feel like it's a time with your wife after her passing, but what else do you like about your smoke breaks?
Well, you mean like the taste? Is that what you're talking about?
I'm thinking more about the experience.
Well, I guess like I said earlier, it's kind of like a break, but I'm not really doing a whole lot right now, so it's kind of like taking a break from doing nothing. There's not a lot to do here.
Okay.
At work, back when I was working, I would get to see some coworkers, so we'd smoke together. We didn't really see each other too often, so that would be nice. Being in the government, you didn't get to go outside all too often. It was nice to have the chance to go outside in the middle of the day and take that smoke break.
Okay, so I'm hearing you say that you enjoyed the time with coworkers or friends, and you liked having a lot of time that you could go to spend outside during the day. Is that right?
Yeah, more or less.
Okay. So do you think you could quit smoking if you spent your ventures outside doing something else?
I don't know. I feel like I've thought of that before. Give me a second here. I just need to smoke. Okay. I feel like I've thought of that before. It's just so hard, you know? It's a habit, you know. I go outside, it's so cold. I reach into my breast pocket for a pack and into my pocket for a lighter, and you know, it's just like second nature to me. It's so easy.
Okay, I see. Well, so what do you think about us brainstorming some ideas to help you break that habit?
I guess we could try it.
Great! I'm so glad you're willing to try something a little different. I don't want to introduce too much new stuff too soon, as that can make it a little bit harder to adhere to. But why don't we start with going for a walk instead of standing outside and smoking? We've seen some research that shows a 4-time increase in success for smoking cessation for individuals who do engage in a regular walking program. And I also want you to try carrying one of those squishy stress balls in your pocket instead of the cigarette pack. So that way when you go to reach for your cigarette pack, you find the squishy ball instead of cigarettes.
So you don't want me to get that Jawser thingy or whatever it's called? Or the hypnotism thing?
Why don't we come back to that after we've tried a couple other options first? I don't want you to have to spend more money or buy gadgets or sessions in order to do this. And the facility actually gives out those stress squish ball things in your welcome pouch, so you're all set, and walking's free.
Okay. So every time I want to go out for like a smoke, for instance, you want me to just have that stress ball with me and just squish it instead?
Yep, and go for a walk, that's it.
Okay. Well, I'm not perfect, so I'll definitely try it, but I'll definitely make that attempt to reduce the number of times I'm going out smoking.
Yeah, and that's okay if you do find yourself needing a cigarette every now and then. I'm not expecting you to quit cold turkey, but I bet you if you start reducing the number of cigarettes that you smoke each day, you'll find yourself getting closer and closer to zero, and you'll have started a new healthy habit and a healthy routine at the same time.
Yeah, I'll definitely give that a try.
Great! Well, do you have any other questions for me about that?
Nope. You've answered all my questions, so I don't have anything.
Great. Well, so I'm going to continue on with this eval and ask you some questions about that fall you had.